Welcome to Uganda.
Uganda is so nice.
Uganda is...
Can't fool flexing cause they know I got the sauce. Got the presence on me, I can't ever take it off. That's why I came country boy stepping. Yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Yeah, they can't get like me. Rockin' boots and white tee. Designer on my cuff link, something like a Moby. Country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Artist out the ranch, I just told you that I'm bout it. I might take offense if you tell me that you doubt it. That's just what it is, yeah, I'm known to make it rowdy. Then I'm for the fit, and I drive a wide body. Who you know, rolling like this, nobody. Can't go slow, I gotta hit that body. I'm the top, but the top, I can't never take a break. Yeah, I'm hot, and you not, that's why all my records bang.
What if one of Africa's most important rivers began its journey in a country that has no coastline? What if that same country was home to some of the world's last mountain gorillas, one of Africa's largest freshwater lakes, snow-capped mountains, powerful waterfalls, and some of the continent's most diverse wildlife? And what if, behind all of this natural beauty, there was a country quietly building one of East Africa's most promising economies? This is Uganda. Known as the Pearl of Africa, Uganda is a country where extraordinary nature, culture, history, and economic potential come together in one place. But Uganda is far more than gorillas, safaris, or the source of the Nile. It is a country sitting at the heart of East Africa, surrounded by some of the region's most important economies, and connected to a market of hundreds of millions of people. So why does Uganda matter? What makes this country so unique? Why are tourists traveling across the world to see its wildlife? Why are investors increasingly looking at its agriculture, energy, minerals, infrastructure, and growing cities? And what could Uganda become in the decades ahead? Today, we begin a journey to discover the story of Uganda. Uganda is a landlocked country in East Africa, located around the equator. It shares borders with Kenya, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, and Tanzania. Although Uganda has no coastline on the Indian Ocean, its location gives it an important position within East Africa. Through regional trade routes, Uganda connects with major markets across the region, while Lake Victoria provides an enormous freshwater resource and an important connection to neighboring countries. At the center of Uganda's economic and political life is Kampala. The capital city is the country's largest urban center and one of the fastest changing cities in the region. Modern buildings, businesses, shopping centers, technology companies, restaurants, and expanding neighborhoods continue to reshape Kampala's skyline. But outside the capital, Uganda becomes even more remarkable. The country is blessed with an extraordinary variety of landscapes. There are vast lakes, green hills, tropical forests, savannas, wetlands, rivers, and mountains. Lake Victoria dominates much of the country's southern landscape. It is the largest lake in Africa by area and one of the world's great freshwater lakes. At Jinja, the Victoria Nile flows out of Lake Victoria, beginning a journey that connects Uganda to one of the world's most famous river systems. Further west, the Rwenzori Mountains rise dramatically along Uganda's border with the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Their snow-covered peaks create one of the most spectacular mountain landscapes in Africa. And then there is Uganda's wildlife. In the forests of southwestern Uganda lies Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, famous for its endangered mountain gorillas. Uganda is home to more than half of the world's remaining mountain gorillas, making gorilla trekking one of the country's most important tourism experiences. But gorillas are only part of the story. Across Uganda's national parks and protected areas, visitors can encounter elephants, lions, leopards, buffaloes, chimpanzees, giraffes, hippos, crocodiles, and hundreds of species of birds. Murchison Falls is another extraordinary part of Uganda's natural heritage. Here, the mighty Nile is forced through a narrow gorge before exploding into one of the country's most spectacular waterfalls. These landscapes are not simply beautiful, they are economic assets. They create opportunities for tourism, conservation, agriculture, transportation, energy, and local businesses. Uganda is also culturally diverse. More than 50 ethnic communities and numerous languages and dialects contribute to a society with a rich mixture of traditions, food, music, clothing, beliefs, and customs. English is the official language, while Swahili and many indigenous languages are also spoken across different parts of the country. Uganda's modern history has been shaped by kingdoms, colonial rule, independence, political instability, and periods of major transformation. The country gained independence from Britain in 1962. Since then, Uganda has experienced difficult chapters, but it has also developed important institutions, expanded its cities, grown its economy, and increased its regional importance. Today, Uganda stands at an important point in its history. Its population is young, its cities are expanding, its natural resources are attracting attention, its tourism industry has enormous potential, and its strategic location gives it access to one of Africa's fastest-growing regions. But Uganda's biggest opportunity may be what happens next. Because beneath the forests, lakes, mountains, wildlife, and growing cities is a country with the potential to transform its natural advantages into lasting economic prosperity. And that is where the real story of Uganda begins. Uganda's economy is changing. For decades, agriculture has been at the heart of the country's economy, supporting millions of families and providing employment across the country. But today, Uganda is beginning to move beyond traditional agriculture. New investments in industry, infrastructure, energy, tourism, technology, and mineral development are creating a new economic landscape. Uganda's economy grew by around 6.4% in the 2025/2026 financial year, while stronger growth is expected as oil production begins. And one of the biggest changes in Uganda's economic story is happening beneath the ground. Oil. Uganda has discovered significant oil reserves in the Albertine region, and the country is preparing to enter commercial oil production. The East African Crude Oil Pipeline, known as EACOP, is being developed to transport crude oil from Uganda's oil fields toward the Tanzanian coast. The beginning of oil production could transform government revenues, infrastructure, energy, and investment across the country. But oil is not the only resource shaping Uganda's future. Agriculture remains one of the country's greatest economic strengths. Uganda has fertile soils, a favorable climate, abundant water resources, and a large agricultural workforce. Coffee is particularly important. Uganda is one of Africa's major coffee producers, and the country continues to explore ways to increase the value of its coffee by processing and exporting more finished products rather than raw agricultural commodities. Other important agricultural products include bananas, maize, tea, cotton, tobacco, livestock, fish, fruits, and vegetables. This creates opportunities far beyond farming itself. Processing, packaging, storage, transportation, export, and manufacturing. Instead of simply producing agricultural products, Uganda has the opportunity to build industries around them and capture a much larger share of their value. This is one of the major transformations Uganda is trying to achieve. Tourism is another powerful part of the country's economy. Uganda may not receive the same number of international visitors as some of Africa's most famous safari destinations, but what it offers is remarkably unique. Its biggest advantage is diversity. In a single journey, a visitor can experience a mountain gorilla encounter in Bwindi, see chimpanzees in tropical forests, go on a traditional safari, explore the Nile, climb mountains, and discover the cultural life of Kampala. Uganda is also home to a remarkable variety of bird species, making it an increasingly important destination for bird-watching tourism. The country's tourism authorities identify opportunities in accommodation, adventure tourism, marine tourism, river activities, ecotourism, and community-based tourism. And then there is the Nile. The river creates opportunities for rafting, boat experiences, fishing, adventure tourism, and other activities around Jinja and beyond. For investors, this means tourism is not limited to building hotels. There are opportunities in transportation, restaurants, tour companies, eco-lodges, entertainment, technology, conservation, and specialized tourism experiences. Uganda is also looking toward its mineral wealth. Gold, copper, iron ore, and other mineral resources are receiving increasing attention as the country seeks to develop mineral processing and value addition, rather than simply exporting raw materials. The government has identified mineral-based industrial development, oil and gas, agriculture, tourism, and science and technology among its major economic priorities. Technology is becoming another part of this transformation. Uganda's young population is creating demand for digital financial services, e-commerce, online businesses, software, telecommunications, and other technology-driven solutions. Kampala is increasingly becoming the center of this growing digital economy. Industrial parks are also expanding. The Kampala Industrial and Business Park, for example, has attracted hundreds of factories operating across sectors including manufacturing, textiles, steel, plastics, oil products, and other industries. Infrastructure is connecting these opportunities. Roads, railways, energy projects, industrial parks, and regional trade networks are helping Uganda connect producers with markets inside the country and across East Africa. For someone thinking about investing in Uganda, the opportunities are therefore much broader than they may first appear. Agriculture, coffee, tourism, oil and gas, minerals, manufacturing, technology, logistics, energy, and infrastructure. But opportunities do not automatically mean success. Uganda's future will depend on how effectively it turns its natural resources and young population into productive industries, quality jobs, and businesses that create value locally. The challenge is not simply to have resources. The challenge is to transform those resources into lasting prosperity. And that may be the most important economic story Uganda has yet to tell. For anyone thinking about visiting, studying, working, or investing in Uganda, one important question naturally comes to mind. What is life really like in Uganda? The answer depends on where you live and the lifestyle you choose. In Kampala, the cost of living can vary greatly depending on your neighborhood and your standard of living. Modern shopping centers, restaurants, private schools, hospitals, apartments, entertainment venues, and a growing business environment have created a lifestyle that is increasingly urban and connected to the rest of the world. For entrepreneurs and professionals, Kampala offers access to a large consumer market and a growing network of businesses and services. Outside the capital, life generally moves at a different pace. In smaller towns and rural communities, agriculture, livestock, fishing, and small businesses remain central to everyday life. Markets across the country are filled with bananas, coffee, tea, fruits, vegetables, fish, grains, and other agricultural products. For many Ugandans, agriculture is still the foundation of household income. But Uganda's young population is changing the country. Every year, hundreds of thousands of young people enter the labor market looking for opportunities. This creates enormous potential for innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic growth. But it also creates one of Uganda's greatest challenges: jobs. The economy is growing, but the number of quality, formal jobs being created is not keeping pace with the number of people entering the workforce. The World Bank estimates that about 650,000 Ugandans enter the job market every year, while fewer than 68,000 formal jobs are created. As a result, around 9 out of 10 workers are employed in the informal sector. This means economic growth alone will not be enough. Uganda needs growth that creates productive businesses, better wages, and long-term opportunities for its young population. Another major challenge is public finance. Uganda is investing heavily in infrastructure and preparing for the beginning of oil production. But debt service costs are placing pressure on government resources. According to the World Bank, interest payments on public debt now consume roughly 1/3 of domestic tax revenues. That means fewer resources can be available for essential services such as healthcare, education, and other public investments. Climate change is another serious challenge. Uganda's agriculture depends heavily on rainfall, meaning droughts, floods, and changing weather patterns can directly affect farmers, food production, household incomes, and poverty. Climate shocks are therefore not only environmental problems, they are economic problems. And as the population continues to grow, the pressure on land, water, infrastructure, and public services will continue to increase. Uganda must also make an important decision about its natural resources. Oil could become one of the country's biggest economic opportunities. But oil can also become a serious risk if revenues are poorly managed. The country therefore faces a simple but extremely important question. Will Uganda use its oil wealth to build a stronger economy, or will it become dependent on a resource that eventually runs out? The answer could shape the country's future for generations. If oil revenues are invested wisely in education, healthcare, infrastructure, agriculture, technology, and productive industries, Uganda could use this opportunity to accelerate its transformation. But if the money is poorly managed, the benefits could be much smaller. Today, Uganda stands at a turning point. The country has a young and rapidly growing population. It has fertile land. It has enormous fresh water resources. It has wildlife and tourism. It has minerals. It has oil. It has a growing technology sector, and it sits at the center of a rapidly expanding East African market. The World Bank expects Uganda's economic growth to accelerate as oil production begins, while warning that long-term success will depend heavily on how effectively the country manages its resources and invests in its people. But Uganda's greatest resource may not be beneath the ground. It may be the people living above it. A young generation of Ugandans is entering a world of technology, entrepreneurship, regional trade, and global opportunities. They are building businesses, creating digital services, developing new ideas, and looking for ways to transform their country. Uganda is therefore more than the Pearl of Africa. It is more than its gorillas, more than the Nile, more than Lake Victoria, more than its mountains, forests, and wildlife. Uganda is a country standing between the potential of its natural resources and the ambition of its people. Its journey will not be easy. There will be challenges, there will be setbacks, and there will be difficult choices. But if Uganda can turn its resources into productive industries, its young population into skilled workers, and its economic growth into better opportunities for ordinary people, the country could become one of East Africa's most important economic success stories. The story of Uganda is still being written, and perhaps the most exciting chapter has not yet begun. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Uganda. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next journey across Africa. Welcome to Afrinova. Discover Africa, one story at a time.